Good evening and welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of the BeatRoots podcast. We're back for Season 3.
No one's cancelled us.
Season 3 of indie music goodness. I'm Jamie.
I'm Chris.
And today we're joined by Alex Spencer.
Yes, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. He's a 17-year-old Mancunian singer-songwriter. He's taken the indie scene by an absolute storm. His song Nightmares was featured on FC 2025 soundtrack, rocketing you to the living rooms of everyone around the world. He's got just under 500,000 streams on that song on Spotify in less than a year. Mental. At the time of recording, you're halfway through your UK-wide tour.
Yeah.
Ending at the massive Gorilla at the end of April 2025, but you're buzzing for that.
Mate, I'm so excited.
And then year of festivals as well, summer. With Neighbourhood, Transmit, Sound City and more as well coming up.
Busy. Really busy.
Welcome to BeatRoots, Alex.
Oh, well, that was such an amazing introduction. You saying that has made me excited.
You weren't before, were you?
Like, I've got a smile on my face. Like, played London on Thursday night, and I've been on an all-time high since then. My adrenaline's still kicking in.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping at night?
Nah.
It's like one long. Every day is a Monday.
The touring life is fun, but difficult. You don't eat well, you don't sleep well. But we learned from the past. So this tour, we kind of like, right, we've got to eat well. So no McDonald's.
Yeah.
And proper food.
Yeah, you got to eat proper food and kind of have good sleep. Like on the other occasion, we'll all stay up in the travel lodge with a drink.
Yeah.
But we've got to really take care of ourselves because, like, I've done last week. I'm doing 3 days on the trot, really, and now my voice is kind of gone.
Yeah.
So then I've got this weekend to chill,
Nice.
and then back in Leeds on Monday.
Yeah.
Which should sell out.
So you're at Brewdon, aren't you?
Brewdon earlier.
Have you played there before?
Yeah, I played there twice actually. So it's like I support Louis Dunford and Seb Lowe, and it's now kind of surreal that I'm headlining there.
Yeah, that's your gig now. Yeah,
it's
someone
my
else will be
gig.
telling the same story on someone else's podcast. Being like, I support Alex Spencer at the Brood now.
Yeah, and do you know Johnny Blade? Have you heard of him?
No, I don't know.
He's this upcoming, and you know the Slates.
Yeah.
Well, they're supporting me at the Brewdon now.
Right,
But this
okay.
young kid, Johnny Blade, is about 15, and I see myself him when I was doing music, and he's smashing it.
Yeah.
So he's supporting me, so he's gonna like. Do you know what I mean when you're talking about someone else, he'll be saying, "I support Alex Spencer."
Yeah.
Mate,
Do you know what's funny about that though? He's only like 2 years younger than you.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like you're taking him on your wing, but that's how far you've come, I suppose, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how well you're doing now, and credit to that.
yeah, it's going well. And like when you say taking under your wing, I feel like I've had like a few bands I've supported taking me under their wing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it helped me get to here. And I guess like going forward, you know, like how Sam Fender took Wonder Horse under their wing, or like Fontaine's the same. I think hopefully if like a band take me under their wing, go on tour with them, that'd be the dream around the world, because supports are everything for me. That's how I've built my fan base. That's how I've been able to play and sell out to my tour, and do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then also and then social media is also a big part of music now, which is there's pros and cons to. What do you think about that?
Are we being podcasted? Are we being interviewed?
Right back at you.
No, just like social media, I mean,
It's we found with this podcast, like, or even like with the Cavs, like the more you put into social media, the more it feels it takes away from the reason you got into a band. But on the flip side of that, it also kind of gives you more of an opportunity to do the thing that you got into being a band for. So there's a bit of a trade-off sometimes. It's like peaks and troughs. It's like it's all social media and kind of, let's say, none of the fun stuff.
You got to find the balance, I think.
Yeah.
I love the social media bits because I engage with my fans, and it's like show a lot of what I'm doing, how like behind the scenes of the gigs, and the fans want to see that. Like people want to see that. I feel that's when I look to my favorite bands, that's what I want to see on their socials and stuff like that.
So do you make social content that you want to see from other people then?
Yeah,
Does that make it easy for you to just knock it out? And
I try and keep it consistent, and I think what people love is like I show my personality across. Do you know what I mean? Just young
do you do all your own socials?
Yeah. Some like logistically wise, I've got like when I started out, like my dad would basically manage me for a bit. He was like, always like helping me. Like, you've met my dad at some
a couple of
gigs.
times.
Yeah.
Some of the gigs, yeah.
And like when I was a bit younger, he'll do my Facebook and Twitter because I don't know how to use that. But Instagram and TikTok, I've been doing it, and
smash.
I feel like growing the socials is important because nowadays that's how people see you. If you've got a gig, it's going to get through socials. Like I played Birmingham the other night on my first ever headline show on my tour, and about 6 people in that room are speaking like, how did you find my music? And like, through Instagram. Video popped up and my friend shared it to me and we just thought, let's come and see it.
So powerful.
Yeah.
Social media is really powerful, and I'm not even going to talk about AI. That's going to be another thing going forward in the future. So,
yeah. So, I mean, one of the first questions we always ask is what's your first memory of music? What's made you do what you're doing now?
So, I'll tell this story and I'll say it. So, my dad got a guitar for his 40th birthday. I was 10 years old, so 8 years ago. Even longer, maybe. And he'd play the same songs over and over again. He'd play the Lars and Stone Roses, Radiohead, which I love now. But back then, he'd play it over again. We got sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
Were you like old people music?
Mate, stop. Me and my mum and brother used to like, right, Brad, stop. Anyway, I'd been playing a little bit guitar in school, in like primary school. I had a little Spongewood guitar. Anyway, I had a great idea. I started playing his guitar. And then, yeah, like a lot of my family were music lovers. Like, played a lot of Arcade Fire. I remember the AM album was always on.
Yeah.
That album, when it came out, they loved it. And then, yeah, we went, my parents like work overseas. We traveled around Asia, India and Thailand. Like my parents they've got a stall in the Christmas markets.
Okay.
So we went to India and Thailand and stuff to like get stuff for the Christmas markets, and also just like to experience, because they met traveling. My mum and dad met in India.
Really?
They were backpacking when they were like 20, in their 20s or something. So they took us out there, and I went to school in India.
Wow.
And I got a lot of experiences from that. And like, yeah, we were just living on a cheap budget, do you know what I mean? Like living in a little wooden cabin on the beach every day, drinking like smoothies. The lady'd bring coconuts. Yeah. Anyway, from that I got my experiences to kind of do my music, and a lot of my writing experiences come from the traveling when I was younger.
Right.
So like my recent song, Bucket List.
Yeah.
And I thought loads of mad stuff on a bucket list, but
it made me want to go out and do stuff. Exactly. It just had such a an uplifting presence about it.
Yeah.
I want to have a bucket. But mine will be like, I don't know, just go to the shop and just get out of the house. And
I was saying this the other day. A bucket list can be anything as crazy as skydiving, or even getting out the house and going on a bike ride. A bucket list can resonate to anyone. But yeah, earliest music memory was that. And first gig I went to, I was 10 years old, and it was Arcade Fire at the Castlefield Bowl.
Nice.
And we got scammed our tickets. So my dad was like, you know what, do a cover of their song. Did a little cover before, tagged them, and they were like, oh, sorry to hear this, Alex. This is Arcade Fire. Yeah. And he said, we'll pop you on a +1 tonight.
Nice. Sweet.
So I feel like my youth helped it as well.
Yeah.
Having the young youthness on my side, obviously people are like, oh, little kid, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I did that. Go up.
But yeah, that's how it kind of, from busking on the streets, I feel like, like I was just like a naive little kid busking on the streets, had no expectations of what I wanted in the future, just play on the streets.
Yeah.
Just one thing led to another, really, and it's kind of paved its path.
That was the big thing then, busking, that kind of got you like
that's
where you are now.
Yeah.
So obviously I and most people will know you from Market Street busking, but did it start pre-Market Street?
No, Market Street.
Market Street was
that first ever busking date, 2019 in May. Do you remember the band Piccadilly Rats?
Yes.
Who used to bus there?
Yeah.
So my dad was mates with them because he was on this market stall, so he knew a lot of people around town.
Right.
Because you know, like the Piccadilly markets?
Yeah.
So obviously my parents would sell the bags and t-shirts and stuff. And he knew one of the guys from Piccadilly Rats. It was Tommy, or I don't know one, but he passed away a couple of years ago. Anyway,
I know what you mean,
yeah, Alex, come and play with us. And I played Live Forever by Oasis with them.
Nice.
And it was actually dedicated to the guy who passed away.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I think it was Gaz or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And like everyone really appreciated it. And that was the first time I bussed in town.
Yeah.
And then I moved my way up around Piccadilly.
Uh-huh.
I had to gain my spot, and then I kind of started heading to Market Street during winter. Yeah. Because that's where all the buskers go.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I kind of like, busking, and people started knowing me. I was busking from around 12 to... I've not stopped, but I kind of don't do it as much now because I'm as more busier.
Yeah.
So many experiences came from busking. Like when I ever give advice to any artist, I say, number one, love what you do. Number two, get out there, social media, busking out on the streets, just work hard, try and don't have any expectations.
Yeah.
I feel like, because I was so young, I weren't expecting anything. So it was like, I just did it. I feel like when you get older, your mind feels differently. You always like want a reward.
Yeah.
So you'd expect to go out busking, and if you don't get anything, you'll give up.
Yeah,
But when I was young, I just didn't care.
You were doing it because you really wanted to do it.
It's a rabbit hole, this. It's like you could talk about this for ages, but it's one of them. But anyway, and then busking led to my working with Manchester City. Building followers on social media, which led to a gig here, there. Got signed by my label in 2023 from busking. So they saw a video. So it was really good, and it also built my confidence and my stage presence. Being able to just little Alex on the street, talk to the crowd, know what song suits which crowd. So if there was an old group of ladies, I'd play some Beatles or some Amy Winehouse, and then if there was like the football lad, you'd play the Oasis. Do you know what I mean? So
it's just like I don't know if politics is the right word, but in like a politics kind of way, like knowing how to work the people that are in front of you. And I'm sure I've got the right word there, but I would never have thought that all of that has to kind of thought process has to go in, like, because you walk past and you just hear the music that you're playing or buskers are playing, and you think that's just the songs that they're playing, not that there's any kind of thought process.
Smart about it.
Street smart.
Yeah, street smart. Mark is street smart. Getting flipping your microphone robbed by crackheads.
Really?
Getting your money robbed. Getting flipping water thrown at you.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the sites. Any sites you saw on Market Street?
It's renowned for.
I know.
Oh, hey, I love it. It's my home.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Town, but busking without busking, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So credit.
So, that's all credit to you. Yeah,
definitely.
I suppose let's just touch on. You're still pretty young. You're in college now.
Yeah, so I just turned 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last month.
Oh, sorry, I've got your date wrong.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'm legal now, but
crack the beers off. Get them out.
With the fridge, but we're gonna hide them from you.
Second year at college, I'm at the minute, Manchester College, and I have to study music production and technology.
Thanks.
So I'm learning like the other side of stuff. Basically, this miking up things. And I'm learning bits, but it's a bit slow, and I don't know if I'm enjoying it as much as I want to be. Like,
enjoying the play. Do you think that maybe being on tour and having so much fun playing is feeding into maybe not enjoying the?
I don't know. So when I was like, I finished high school, and that's something, you know, when you like go around colleges picking the one you want to go to.
Just about, I remember.
Yeah. So we went to like Severian and the ones around Severian and Loretto, which are like near like Moss Side and stuff. And I wanted to do A levels. I wanted to do like music, graphic designing, and media. And the music tutor there was like, Alex, like from what you're doing now. And also, actually, I was like, I asked him, should I do music performance or production? Because it's two separate and you don't do it as one. He was like, you know what? Like, you don't need performance. Like, you'll be learning what you're doing.
Yeah.
Try the production course, learn something new. So I'm so glad I didn't take A levels because I'd been busy and I wouldn't be able to like focus on my music.
Yeah. The
college I go to is perfect. They're super lenient, super chill. Built some good group of mates. And I think people who I've met have been more important than what I've learned.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've met some key people for life. I've met best friends for life. I've met colleagues, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I just do music production. Like every Monday we're in Band on the Wall doing the sound and stuff.
Really?
And it's good to have those skills though. I know how to work a sound desk.
Yeah.
I know how to coil a mic, an XLR.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
That's quite a talking point between like serious like engineers and stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing that'll get you clipped round the ear.
Yeah. But like, I guess like I've really learned bits, but maybe it's not something I want to go in the future. My dream is to be a touring artist. And keep writing bangers.
Exactly. I like reading like musicians' books from over the years. I'm talking like people that have not has-beens, but you know the ones that have been and done it, and some of them still like Keith Richards and Slash and Eric Clapton a little bit, and they all kind of go into some kind of their own production.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Learning it now, even though it's like I want to play. At some point, you're like
the skill will be so necessary.
Yeah.
As an artist nowadays, you got to be a DIY. You got to know you got to write your songs, you got to learn how to produce them, mix, master them. You got to be a content creator. You got to be a fashion designer.
Yeah.
What's that? I mean, making music.
It's mad.
Yeah.
I think like if I properly learn how to produce my songs, like I can make my own demos. So then when I send it to Adam, my producer, got an idea. But like, and you can save so much money producing your own songs. However, it's good to have different ears listen to it.
Absolutely. If you can do the bulk of the work yourself and take some there, like, I know exactly where that should go.
Exactly.
You smash it in a day or 2 days. Like you save yourself, well, wouldn't like to guess the price. But
A lot of money.
Yeah.
And the music industry and music isn't cheap at all. But I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, at the end of the day, everything's an investment now.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like the leads I pay for, the microphone, the guitar I paid for, that's an investment.
Mm. You buy decent stuff.
You buy decent stuff. So honestly, like the money side of thing, I don't care because like I know I'm loving doing this journey. I love this music, and I pray it pays off. So
yeah,
it's
going all right so far, isn't it?
It's going well, and that.
Just quickly, I want to ask you, obviously being such a cool cat in school and like being in the band and stuff, like what was that like? Just be like the kingpin of all your mates?
Nah, well, all my mates loved it. Like, it was like, I felt my gigs were somewhere where we could just all go and have a party most weekends. And my mates are so supportive about it. Like, but it got to a point where obviously like, because they'd known me since year 7, since little Alex was just like, look, but with his big school bag, it was just like, yeah, he's our mate, and he does music, and everyone was like, yeah, I'm like super happy to stay on my friend. Yeah, well, like they're not like butter, but like they're on board. It's like it's Alex, you know what I mean? But I'm super happy to say that they're all proud of me. Like we're all turning 18 now, all my mates, so we're all having loads of 18th birthday parties, and obviously you don't see each other as much now. You're in college, and like everyone goes their own ways. But when we all come together, it's great to catch up, and it's just nice. Like my mate. We were outside having a drink and he was like, mate, we're so proud of you. Like we always say it like, even though like you're busy and we know you're busy, but you're smashing it. So it's like...
That's good to know.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm always like, oh shit, like, I'm sorry I'm not out as much because I'm just busy smashing it, like busy doing stuff. Like it's all right, you do your thing, like we're always on board with you.
People
and they're at every gig. Pardon?
People can see how hard you're grafting.
So it's like, yeah, exactly. I'm working hard and yeah, I'm enjoying it. But it's good that all my mates come to all my shows. So it's sick. I've got they're all coming to Manchester, Leeds and Newcastle.
Nice.
So I think
they like travelling together.
I think so, yeah. I was going to put on a big like coach to Newcastle. It's too expensive.
It's a nice thought, isn't it?
It's a nice thought. But yeah, I think the Cases lads, I met them for the first time at, we've been following each other on Instagram for a bit. And I supported Quayside at the Arts Club. Yeah. And Cases came and they were singing all my songs and we all had a drink. We all went after party after.
They're good lads.
And they're super sound and we're definitely going to collab. And I think they might be coming to our Newcastle show.
Nice.
But yeah, they're super sound. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, good lads are the Cases lads.
Yeah. Touched about it very briefly, but when you played in front of Man City, like how did that come about? Like what was that like?
Busking.
Yeah, was it?
I was busking on the streets and I got a message from someone at City asking if I wanted to busk around the Etihad like before the games. So basically just busking at City but with like a licensed thing.
Yeah.
And I did it and then kind of people at City started recognising me. From at the Etihad because I was busking at the streets. Okay. Played on City Square, like the main. Did you do it one time?
Is that the one that's out front? Like
yeah,
we have done it.
Yeah, so I played on City Square. This is 2022. Started getting more recognised within the club. Mm-hmm. They asked me, right, Alex, Champions League game. It was City versus Lyon or something. In the lounges, do you know? In like the boxes in the suite when the UEFA delegates are having their food, they wanted me to do a bit of background music. So I kept working my way up the ranks. Every UEFA game, I'd be doing that. And then I got to the point City were playing Real Madrid. And it was a huge game. Yeah. And they asked me to, like, when they're all having the ceremony, the UEFA people, and the owner of Madrid, Florentino Perez, play a few songs for them. And obviously I'm half Spanish, so I know a bit of Spanish. Yeah. So I played a bit of a song in Spanish, and the whole Real Madrid and City directors were buzzing. And at that time, they had a bit of a feud, Real Madrid and Man City. Really? And it brought them together. Florentino Perez.
Keeper over here.
Florentino Perez, I'm pretty sure he's the owner of Real Madrid. He came up to me, shook my hand, like said, talking to me Spanish, where are you from? And I say, Barcelona. And he was like,
sound a little bit
Khaldoon and big borders at Man City loved it. And then from there, they asked me to, it was, sorry if I'm waffling on a bit, but it was 2022, the last game of the season, Man City v Aston Villa. Are you any football fan? Oh, Man City v Aston Villa.
It's not actually that bad. Sorry.
To win the league, we had to win the game.
I remember it being on the telly.
It was on the telly. It was a big game, and I got a call the day before saying if City win the league, we want you to come and play at the players' bus ceremony before they go. Do you know when they go on the bus tour around the city?
At
the football museum. So this would have been on the Monday evening, and we were like, shit, if City win, this happens. If they don't, and it was really tight because Liverpool had to lose or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were 2-0 down.
Yeah.
After half time, my dad was like, "Oh, I guess
it's Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa as well, wasn't it?"
Yeah.
It would have been like not Liverpool, but like Liverpool can knock him off and win it. And I do remember it now.
Anyway, we came back and we won the game, and it was like as much it was the iconic Sergio Aguero goal against QPR. This was also a very iconic moment.
Yeah.
And we won the league. Next day after school, I had to say to my teacher, right, I've got to leave a bit early because I'm playing for the City players. Jumped in the car, got there, and they loved it. And then from that, social media stuff went viral on social media. Man City were always supporting me. Jack Grealish and a few others followed me on Instagram. And when I've got a release, I had the FIFA thing. Jack's always supporting me, so he's such a sound lad.
He sounds like you see him in the media sometimes without just how much he does.
So down to earth. Yeah, and that's what you got to be.
People around him.
Yeah,
it seems like such a nice guy.
He's super nice and helps out everyone. Even he's really good with charities and stuff.
Yeah.
Sick.
That. Oh, sorry, miss. I've got to leave early because I've got to go and play for City. That's. I don't know if that is the pinnacle of exercise. Don't get my own work. I've got to go play for Man City.
Yeah, there was a point where they weren't letting me
because it was happening so often, or they just
no, they weren't letting me because got to do this exam or something. I was like, this is serious. So they had to ask the head teacher, of course you can go.
Yeah. I mean, it's what the push comes to shove. You're gonna go out.
And then the next day I got to school, and all my teachers were like, "Why am I seeing you on Jack Grealish's story? This and that." And I was like,
"Because I'm an absolute legend." No, where's that maths exam?
Yeah.
So, Nightmares. You just obviously briefly mentioned there that half Spanish, and in Nightmares, the song that's on FIFA. What I do want to say about that, do you know how humbling it is to be sat at home wondering what's gone wrong in life, and then you pop up on FIFA.
That's crazy.
How I sat at home playing. I'm like, because I kind of recognised your voice at first. So this is a few months ago when I first started playing the new one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I typed in Nightmares first or if I typed in you thinking, sure, that's Alex.
Yeah.
And it came up on a day off. I'm like, what am I doing? Alex is singing at me on FIFA and I'm thinking, I should have tried asking.
Surreal. Wow.
It is mental, isn't it? So
I'm going to skip forward a little bit by saying that. But I mean, what was it like? How did that come about? You went to the opening event? Or
yeah, so my EP1, my song One Step Forward was pitched out and they loved it. Nothing came from it. And I was like, damn, that would have been the all-time dream, getting my song on FIFA. EP2 comes about, Nightmares. My label were like, someone pitched it, and do you know when they go into these big meeting rooms with all the big heads of FIFA and Universal? They heard the song and they were like, this rings a bell. So I was getting messages saying, right, Alex, ASAP, we need the meaning of the song, lyrics, anything that they're going to like. Sent it all over, and it was basically straight from there, a green flag. They were like, yes. But we didn't have any contracts over yet, so we didn't know if it was official or not. And we found out about this in around April or May time. And I only got the final contracts in September or end of August.
Just before the game comes out? Then?
Yeah, the game comes out in 17th September. So there was 4 months of me waiting. I play my song on FIFA or not. Anyway, I was on the bus to college one morning and I got a call and they were like, Alex, we've done it. We've got the song on FIFA. The contracts all came through. I see it. I was jumping in excitement. Everyone was depressed on that bus to college that morning.
Yeah.
I jump up.
Shaking bottles of Fanta champagne.
I got off the bus at Piccadilly and just because the adrenaline was hitting me, I just ran and I filmed a really humble video just saying just to document the moment. I just got, I'm so glad I did it because I'll look back on it. I was just like, we've done it. Oh my God, a dream come true. And I'll never forget that moment. And it was just a dream. Since I first wrote my first song or was doing my music, I always saw bands got the song on FIFA and I was like, how do I do that? It's yeah, like all my favorite bands have done it, and that like Catfish and the Bottlemen, Sam Fender, Declan McKenna. Who else did it? DMAs did it too, but it was like mental. And for me to do it, it's like mad. And now a couple months have gone by. I look back on it, and it's like I've got a song on FIFA. Like that's all I ever wanted. And I'm gonna go down a bit of a spiral now. This could be like the question of life. When is enough? Is the real question.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was always my dream to get on FIFA. And obviously I'm super happy with it. But it's like, I always want more. Where can I go from here now? What can I do next? So it's like, it's mental. And I still can't comprehend how that I've got my song on FIFA and how much of a big thing it is. But
it's good to push yourself though, because it's a lot of the people that we have on are like, you make this relative to everyone's success. You make it to this thing that you like really want to achieve that. So even if it's writing, recording, releasing an EP, once you've done that, it's barely out, or you've barely sat on it before you think, like, what's next? And it's just like the natural progression, isn't it? But you've got to always be pushing yourself. But like you said, you've documented a massive moment, and you're going to be on FIFA forever now. Do you know what I mean? Like, you look back and...
and I need to make the most of it. It's like, it'll be relevant for a long time.
Yeah.
Because this song has had a lot of, like, it's one of the most rated songs on the game this year.
Yeah.
It's all like a lot of house and rap songs this year, but I'm the only indie one really. So everyone's loving it. So hopefully it goes down in the books when the song comes on. Shit, that's from FIFA.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like, I need to, if I'm ever low, because it happens as artists, you'll have your ups and downs. You'll have like right now I'm on an all-time high after playing shows. I'm buzzing. Couple of weeks it might be a bit slow for me, or nothing's really happening, and I'll be down, but I can never forget what you've accomplished. Even if it's the little things, you got your song on a radio play, or you played this gig, you should never forget what you've accomplished. And it's always great to get for more. But you've got to enjoy what you've got.
I think that's a really good thing to point as well.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I think in conclusion, that is the meaning of life.
It's really good to mention that. Like, it's great because it's all like exciting, you're on tour, but I think for people that aren't in the industry, and like, ups and downs come in every part of life, don't they? But getting to play a massive gig or go on a tour and sell it out and whatever, and then the reality is at some point you're going to play the last gig of that little tour, and the next day is going to be, it's just going to be Monday. It's going to be Tuesday. And like the weekend after we did Band on the Wall was like, all week was like, it's coming up, it's going to be sick. And then the day before was like, last practice, pack up, a few beers. And then Saturday comes around, then you do it. Sunday, you got a bit of a hangover. Monday, and you're like, I'm just back in work. That's it. And now,
down to earth.
It's, there's worse things in life, but as an artist.
But that happens, but that's every human being, like bloody Rihanna, or who's a big artist, Ed Sheeran, or do you know what I mean?
Expensive,
Yeah, like Harry Styles, they're always going to be wanting something else. But everyone's just human. And it's normal. Doesn't matter how big you are.
You just got to have something to work towards, isn't it?
These big billionaires, they always want more, which is crazy.
It's contradictory, that, isn't it? Because you always want to have some purpose to work towards, but I think you've got billions of pounds and dollars and whatever, like, what are you actually working towards then?
Yeah, so I feel like you've got to learn to be fulfilled with what you've got now. And obviously have goals, but it's mental. I feel like if you learn that, then you can be peaceful. You can have peace in life. Anyway, that's really interesting.
Tell us a little bit about you just come back from traveling, haven't you? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I went traveling in around summertime. Actually, anyway, I'll talk about the summer thing. I played my last gig of the summer supporting the Lathams at Robin Park along with Jake Bugg.
Nice.
And Brooke Home, and that was amazing.
That was so good. Yeah.
And it was insane. Like, love the Lathams. They've been supporting me since I was posting covers on Twitter and stuff and Facebook, and it was amazing they had me on. Anyway, the day straight after that, my traveling journey began. Me and my mates just thought, let's be spontaneous. Let's just do a trip. We were interrailing. Let's buy these interrail cards where it's like one ticket and you can use trains across the whole of Europe. And we went interrailing around Europe for 40 days, 4 mates, camping around Europe. We were on a low budget. I flew to Paris, and then from there we started off. Our route was all through France, south of France, Switzerland, the Alps.
Wow.
Yeah. We did the whole of Italy, up to like Austria, Slovakia, Czech, Poland, Germany, down to Barcelona, Paris, back to London. Then I got delayed in Hull.
How annoying is that?
And then
The last place
Manchester.
you want to speak to.
And then you'll think, geez, Alex, that must have cost you a ton. Like, how did you afford that? But no, we were on a budget. We were just living the life, backpacking. And it's like, we lived the dream, and I got some mad experiences. We were camping, like some nights we slept on the streets. And it was fun because we were just with the boys, you know what I mean? Just living life, like stranded in Switzerland one night. Like, that's the dream, eating a little bakery and a kebab. And it was just like, it was amazing.
So cool.
My favourite place were the Alps.
Really?
In Italy. We did a wild camp one night, and we walked about, I don't know how many kilometres, many miles up this big hill. Actually, I'll show you later.
Yeah.
And you can maybe add it in.
Yeah.
And we did a wild camp in this top of this peak of this mountain in Switzerland. And it was I think it was illegal or something. Anyway, we camped up, and that night there was the biggest storm of your life. Rain, lightning. And because we were right at the top, we saw the lightning hit the water. And it was insane. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and we had to like get out our tent and go to this cabin because it was too dangerous. We would have got blown away. And I just don't know how to explain it.
Does your mum know about all this? It's going to be one way for us to find out, isn't it?
Anyway, when the storm passed, I opened my tent about 4 a.m. I looked outside, and you saw the whole Milky Way.
Really?
And it was amazing, the moonlight hitting the water. And I just don't know if I was tripping or not. I went outside for a piss, and I was... it was mental.
It
anyway,
must have felt like some kind of fever dream. It was like,
it was crazy.
Where am I?
Anyway, these experiences from this travelling has allowed me to write some great songs from it.
Yeah.
And I feel like travelling, I love to get out there and do my thing. And it's like, I recommend everyone out there to go travelling.
Yeah.
And you can do it on a budget. In 40 days, we spent like £800, leaving us £20 a day on food, accommodation, and activities.
Really?
So we were just like living like...
Were the days where you'd like spend nothing?
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got like 30, 40 quid for the next day.
Yeah. So we kind of did a challenge, and I documented it all on social media.
Yeah. I remember seeing bits of it. I don't think I remember you being away for 40 days.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and it was kind of nice because I tied it in with my music and asking fans, where do you want to see us go next? Yeah. So that type of thing's really fun. And people want to see that type of thing.
Get on board with the story.
Yeah. And like, I wouldn't be waffling on about my holiday, but I'm trying to see how I can tie it in with my music now. But it was like, it was amazing. And the experiences from it, I'll never forget. Mm-hmm. And also it was really nice because like people on Instagram were like, I'm in the south of France when I catch up. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like meeting people as well.
That's cool.
And like the times where we were stranded, people offered us a night to stay at their house, or they said, we'll cook you a meal.
Yeah.
So it was like really nice.
That's
but
nice.
us little brokies just travelling around Europe. Just living on Lidl.
Yeah.
Lidl and Aldi.
Little by little.
Little by little. But yeah, travelling has given me the best songwriting.
So you wrote loads of songs from that experience. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the songwriting process. Do you just think of the lyrics first, or is it music first?
So like the last couple of weeks, I've not been writing as much because I've been mad tied up with touring and content, which is really annoying because like we were saying before, when you're tied up with all these big things, you forget the meaning like of writing songs, as in like, do you know what I mean? Like content and being like all tied up with social media shouldn't stop you from writing songs.
Which is why you got into a band and doing music and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But when I am inspired, I'll get in a little idea, may write it in my notebook. I'm in the shower and a melody comes along, I'll hum it in my voice notes. And then I kind of start getting a nice chord progression going on the guitar. It's always on the guitar.
Yeah.
I've done a bits on piano. And then if I like it, I'll start mumbling a random melody. I'll mumble the melody and then I'll mumble the random lyrics.
Yeah. And
then the lyrics will just flow together. But I'm always the melody comes first and the lyrics come after. I've seen people who like they'll write the lyrics and it'll come to that.
Yeah.
But it's one or the other really.
There's a real mix when we ask people like that.
What have you heard from other people?
Most people say, there's not really one rule for it.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I think that's probably the truest thing. I think
because you can write from anything. You don't have to write chronologically. Yeah. You could write the Love and Let Go. I wrote the chorus first because you get a big like hook. The way I write songs, it's just standard really, but like the verses will be like a bit lower, and then it builds for that big, like hooky chorus.
Yeah.
Boom, and then it gets there.
You're doing
But
a fantastic job of that. So
it's going well.
What are you doing at the minute?
Yeah,
it's going well. And
most of it's musically. I think that so it might be like a. I think most of the people we ask are. They've probably, if you go through their notes section or you go through their voice recording section on their phone, it's just going to be full of hummed things and melodies and just little.
I've got so many voice notes, and the advice to everyone who's getting voice notes: label them. Because I've just got voice recording 1, voice recording 2. I'm up to like 2,000.
10:03 a.m. on the 21st of October. You're like, what even is that?
Yeah.
I've gone back through a couple of mine before and just been like, what was that?
What the hell is that? I bet there's so many bangers in there that I've not gone back to.
Yeah, we chatted a little bit before about Bucket List.
Yeah.
That's your most recent release. It was 14th of March, was it?
Yeah, exactly. Bang on the money.
Tell us about that song. Obviously, you've done a lot of travelling. That's probably shaped what was the start of that song.
Yeah, so Bucket List, it came about. I did actually a meaning of what it was about, but I was kind of tell you the idea how I wrote it. One night I was writing a tune with this riff and talking about like, is it a bad idea to run away for the weekend? That was in my head. And I just wrote it, and I kind of wanted to write around the idea of nostalgia and talking about like experiences from high school and stuff like that, and kind of getting out. A lot of my music I talk about, I want to talk for the youth. I want to be a voice for the youth and getting out there and doing your thing. Anyway, it's kind of like a freedom song. Anyway, I started just talking about random things like forget if you're going to steal the Mona Lisa. And the idea of just getting out there, ticking off your bucket list with your favourite person, friend, girlfriend, etc., just doing your thing. And Bucket List came about, and it's just talking about the experiences of travelling and bits and really funny things. I say like skydive off the Burj Khalifa, steal the Mona Lisa, but it has a funny twist to it. Anyway, it's gone down really well. Like the production on it has been a bit. My last 2 singles is kind of my new. I released my first 2 EPs, and now I'm kind of heading in a different direction. It's going a bit more indie pop type thing, which is the way I want to go down. Like, and it's going really well. Bucket List. The other day I played it in London, and it went down the best, and the whole crowd was singing it.
Nice,
and it's just mental.
I bet that was amazing.
I'm glad I'm not just like my older songs are the big ones. I'm glad my new songs are still get like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm only 2.5 EPs in, so not even in an album yet. So not rushing for that.
You wouldn't have been expecting that the other day either. Like with it being out such a short amount of time for that many people.
Everyone was singing it. I feel like it's really empowering for people because it's got the line, call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. People can feel like, I don't know what's the word.
Relatable.
It's relatable. And that's what you want. It's relatable, and people can be like, having a shit day at work, they can sing that song.
There's probably not one person on this earth that hasn't thought that at least once.
Exactly. Who hates their boss. They can sing that and get that out of them. Get that bad energy out of them.
Just go back to work on Monday.
I want to go to the Spencer gig and just have the best night of my life and not have to worry about anything. So
definitely. So going to the recording, who is it you usually work with?
So Adam French, me and him got like paired up to write some tunes when in 2022, and he's the first ever person I kind of worked with, and we just had that that click. We just wrote bangers together, and he kind of been learning my sound on the production wise, and I'm just keep working with him because he's like, I told my mum, he was at my London show the other day, and he's like an older brother to me. He's a mentor. He's kind of taught me so much over the last 3 years. And I've kind of found that person who kind of like knows my sound. I've had to work on different producers and stuff.
That's class.
So it's been great. And we work in this little, in his cottage. He's got a nice cottage in the middle of Shropshire in the hills. Nice. So it's really inspiring. And I'll stay at his for a couple of days, and we'll just like get so many songs banked. And right now, like we're in the process of just getting loads and loads and loads of tunes ready. So we've just got a nice material. Do you know what I mean? So you just got it ready. Like a label coming or something. You've just got it ready. It's the best thing.
Being ahead of the game.
Being ahead of the game. Yeah, like this. I'm not gonna say this, but these next couple of tunes, I've had them recorded for a year.
Okay.
So I'm tired of them. I'm not tired of them, but like,
I know what you mean. You're onto the new stuff.
I'm on to like 2028 right now. So So yeah, and then obviously like it's great to experiment and write with loads of different artists, which I have done. But me and Adam work really well together. But like I'm open to writing with whoever, and it's great to collab with loads of different artists. Like I'm gonna get a few sessions in with loads of like I think I'm gonna write a tune with the Cases lads.
Yeah.
Me and have you heard of Ben Walker? He's coming up from Scotland and he's doing sick. Me and we're gonna write a tune, but like I'm open to write and collab with everyone because I feel like that's the way forward in music. It's
creating a scene and creating your own scene and like growing that whole community.
Exactly. Like, we should write a tune.
We should. Yeah, exactly. Got it on camera now, so I'm gonna hold it to it. I'm gonna ride the Alex Spencer way. Oh, that's class.
Yeah, that's sick. So do you usually record with the band or is
Nah, it's always been on my own, just because we've never recorded in a proper big studio. At the room we record in is literally just a space like this.
Yeah.
Just got a simple setup. You do not need these big expensive studios to record these bangers. Do you know what I mean? All we done in a room. So not had the space for it, but going forward it would be nice because obviously I've got my keys player Harrison, he's an amazing keyboard player. It'd be great to all get in a big room and be able to just like jam out and try different things out. Yeah. Because the song, I will write the song and it'll be produced to one thing, but when we play it live, we'll change it up. We'll have different jumps here or
to instrument here
to fit everything, make it perfect. So there is pros and cons to that. But right now I'm not recording with the band, but hopefully like I would do a debut album and have a budget too. It'd be great to get like, if we've got the budget to be recording for 10 days straight, we'll all get in the big rooms and jam. But yeah, I love my band. Annabelle on the bass, Will plays the drums, Harris plays the keys. We're all the same age. Met through social media and college and stuff like that. And yeah, we've been touring with them for ages now.
We have so much fun together.
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of stories and we've got a really nice crew. Like, there's 9 of us on tour at the minute. Mum and dad, tour manager, merch seller and drivers.
Nice.
And it's really nice they're so supportive because it's so expensive. Do you know what I mean? They do it for free. They love it.
Keep costing.
Yeah. And then we've got 3 band, 4 including me. Zach, who's my sound engineer, best front of house in the world, but everyone's young and we all have we've just all got good chemistry together. And then we've got Ted, who's my videographer. Mate Matt Clay's like best mate. Kyle, who takes pictures. So we all just have so much fun and just have a piss.
It sounds like together. You're all invested in this thing. It's like
we're all invested.
It's not like it's just you. It's like everyone's a part of this
together,
journey, and
as much as I'm a solo artist in my band, I don't have a different session music.
Yeah,
I'm not I keep forgetting who's I'm like Sam Fender in a way. He's had the same band.
Yeah,
he is.
Goes as his name, but it's the same people.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I want to put on my bucket list.
Yeah.
So we've got a game to play.
Go on.
We started it in season 2. It's called Myth or Riff. Yeah, 5 different statements. They're either true or false, myth or riff.
So Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit" got its title from a deodorant.
I may have seen videos where it's come up. I'm gonna say false.
You're gonna say false.
It's definitely
myth. It is a riff.
It's a riff.
That's true, that one, yeah.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
And it came from a deodorant.
Deodorant, yeah.
And
that's how crazy a song could come about from.
Yeah.
That's mental. Okay.
I bet in the rooms they played, it did not smell like deodorant.
No, definitely not. So, second one, Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven contains a hidden satanic message when played backwards.
I'm going to say true, riff.
That's a myth.
Oh my God. I'm going to get each one wrong.
Not a good start.
Okay, number 3. Van Halen's tour contract demanded all the brown M&Ms be removed.
True.
That is a riff.
That's
true. Yeah, that is true.
I've heard of that one.
Taylor Swift's first song was about her fear of clowns.
What was the first song?
She's 1,000.
I'm going to say it was a myth.
That was a myth.
Yeah.
That's not right.
There we go. 1. I'm going to put some cool sound effects. Right, last one. Last one to put your joint top and bottom of the leaderboard. David Guetta played a DJ set on top of the Eiffel Tower.
I think that is a riff.
That is a riff. 3 out of 5. It's not bad, that. It's
not bad.
It's just over, what is it like?
It's over
Good.
Percentage.
Go
Yeah.
60%.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist.
So at the time of recording, about halfway through the tour,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about the reaction of being at the gigs?
Oh, it's been amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I was shitting it throughout the tour. I was like,
Yeah.
Monday night, first night of the tour, we've got Bristol. Never stepped foot in Bristol, never played a gig in Bristol. And I'm doing a headline show. And anyway, we turn up and it's a really nice room. Sun was shining. Bristol's a beautiful city. Anyway, I was like really shitting it because I was like, bloody hell, I don't know who's going to come, this and that. Anyway, I've learned never have any expectations because Bristol's probably one of the best ever gigs I ever did.
Really?
The room was packed out. The crowd were loving it. Everyone was bouncing. The energy in the room was amazing. Insane. Birmingham night 2, I was even more scared. Like, I got there, it was a huge room and I was like, wow, like, I'm nervous. Like, this isn't sold out. And like, yeah, like, I've never been to Birmingham before. Maybe we could have picked a little bit of a smaller room. However, we got there and it turned up. For the crowd who were there, it was still packed, but I put on an intimate, memorable show for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And each person in there left wanting more and like buzzing because I put on a show and everyone in that room was jumping, energy was there.
Yeah.
So Birmingham, Bristol were insane. Comes onto the London show. We've been waiting months for this show. Sold out Camden Assembly. And like I said before, it was one of the best shows of my life. Honestly, probably the best show. When we walk on stage, the vibe, you could feel the energy in the room. Everyone was chanting my name. Like everyone was screaming, play the first song. Each person in that room singing my songs, and it was amazing. I kept thanking them because I was so thankful that I'd dreamed for this forever.
Yeah.
Living life. Can't wait for what the future holds.
Well, that's it. What does the next 12 months look like?
Next, we think 18 months. Finish the tour, smash the festivals this summer, get my next campaign released, EP3. Not announced it yet, but it's coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
some bangers on there. Honestly, got some electronic elements on it.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be big. Anyway, get the festivals done, and then from there, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. A few supports, building my fan base. Just kind of start building that hype of Alex Spencer. Just building up, getting different opportunities. The Radio 1 plays. That's a dream. Like, I think I'm on track for this EP. Hopefully, getting a Radio 1 play, and just keep building myself and the festivals, the supports, another headline tour, and the only thing I can say is just doing what I'm doing, but just keep building, rising up.
Yeah,
conquering the North, UK, Europe, America.
Dreaming big.
The dream. I'm dreaming big.
Keep dreaming big.
It's possible, but and just doing like stuff like this, I love. Just grafting, just chatting, and like doing all the radios, doing all the interviews, podcasts, because each bit is important, and someone will see this and be like, mega, they'll love it. It'll make someone's day. At the end of the day, like a big label owner could see this podcast right now and be like, oh, cool.
And then we're all in the middle.
So you just never know it's going to see something.
No, that's it.
Graft and do
100%.
Thanks so much for getting me on.
Thank you very much for coming. Are you going to play us a little song?
Yeah, my song, my voice is fried from the tour, but let's do it.
We'll just do it quietly. What are you going to do for us?
What should I do? Do you want to hear Bucket List?
I think, let's do it.
This is Bucket List. Is it a bad idea to run away for the weekend? We're both young enough for well what I'm thinking. So go home and get packing your stuff. You got an hour, meet me back on my car. Forget fear, we're gonna steal the Mona Lisa. We'll skydive out of further Burj Khalifa. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list till like ooh, ooh. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list till like let's crash a wedding in the state of Mississippi. We'll fly a carpet through the middle of the city. We won't have any unturned stones left. You haven't even heard the best part, yeah, what? We'll get drunk and throw a party in Ibiza. We're going straight to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list, say like, ooh, ooh. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list, say like, seeing the world and making memories together. Wish we could get a little used to this forever. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list, say like, ooh, ooh, now. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list, say yeah. Yeah. So call your boss and tell him he can eat shit. We gotta go and get our bucket list tick. Get your bucket list tick.
And that's it, bucket list. My bucket list ticked off.
Yes.
Alex Spencer playing acoustic for us.
That's class.
Nice.
So good to have you.
No, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll hopefully catch you.
Yeah, we'll see you very
The
soon.
giggle will probably have already been by the time this comes out, so continuity is on its arse.
Hey, onwards and upwards for everyone.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure everyone that was at the Gorilla gig, hopefully including us, really, really enjoyed it.
honestly,
I bet it's going to be class.
it's going to be class. It's almost sold out, and it's just going to be jumping. And to future self, hope you had the best gig in the world. And you're going to smash it, Alex. Roll on, Gorilla.
Alex, thank you, you're a legend.
Nice one, catch you soon.
cheers, see you soon.
Legends.
Bye bye.
Perfect.